The U.S. is vaccinating just over 1 million people a day now, and with any big operation like this, especially one that's never been done before, comes its challenges. Well, the Biden administration is defending its handling of unaccompanied minors coming into the United States. Iowa is usually one of the first states we hear from in the race for the White House. Fans are back in Philadelphia's Citizens Bank Park Stadium here, and it's not those cardboard cutout fans we saw last year. It's in real life this time. As thousands more migrant kids come into the United States, the Biden administration is opening up temporary facilities for them, like this massive one in Carrizo Springs, Texas. I think there's even more jitters for these early storms, especially in December.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
There's still tens of thousands of outstanding ballots here in North Carolina. 94% of expected votes are in, but that number hasn't changed since yesterday. Senator Harris, you have 3 stops in Texas today. Do you think there's a possibility the state could flip? Why the sudden focus here at the state?
Listen, our focus is on every state.
Biden will be speaking live from the Chase Center, and what a difference from more than 30 years ago when he first ran for president in 1987. We expect Biden to announce his formal picks for Defense Secretary and Attorney General. Live in Wilmington, Delaware. Live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Live in Carrizo Springs, Texas. In Burlington, Vermont. Live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Live in Des Moines, Iowa. Live in Philadelphia, Katie Byrne, Fox 35, Fox 5, Fox 9, Fox 26, Fox 7 Austin. Katie Byrne, Fox 29 News.
Fridges full of free food have shown up on sidewalks all over the country. Fox's Katie Byrne explains how the pandemic has triggered this community fridge movement. Katie.
Hi, Christine. Well, the pandemic is a big reason why 2 sisters started a community fridge here in Philadelphia. After they lost their dad to COVID-19, they wanted to honor his legacy by feeding as many people as they can for free.
I just feel humbled. Yeah, that's it. I just feel really grateful.
Sonam and Sonia Parikh stock their community fridge multiple times a day.
This is just like right on the block of West Philly, so anybody can grab it, and it's easy and it's no questions asked. Wow, you got so much good stuff. Take what you want, don't take what you don't need, and just like utilize it as you would like a supermarket, except you don't pay at the end.
They're doing it in honor of their dad.
He dropped off groceries for his neighbors all the time anonymously, and we kind of are doing something similar, and it feels really good.
He passed away in March after getting COVID-19.
We never got a chance to say goodbye because of the pandemic.
They call this the People's Fridge. They go through about 1,000 pounds of food a week.
During the uprisings, protests, during COVID, so many supermarkets in this area shut down that people could not find food.
I'll see a bunch of folks come in and stock the fridge. Within about maybe 2 hours, it'll be empty again.
Community fridges like this are popping up all over the country.
We had maybe like 10 or 15 fridges before the pandemic, and now we have more than 200.
Ernst Bertoni co-founded Fridge, an organization that keeps a database of community fridges.
It could be like in a library or in a public place where any person can take food from it and bring food to it.
The Parikh sisters hope to keep theirs going as long as they can.
There's bags over there. Take anything you want.
You know, it's a tough struggle for everybody. Yeah. And for the folks who is putting stuff in this refrigerator, it's a blessing.
Now, there are more than 150 community fridges across the U.S., including one in Athens, Georgia, and most of them take cash donations. But if you're local, you can bring by fresh food like bread, milk, eggs, fruits, or vegetables. Live in Philadelphia, Katie Byrne, Fox 5 News.
Great to see how the community is coming together.
One grim sign of the toll the coronavirus pandemic is taking on our economy: the sharp rise in demand at food banks across the country. The Food Bank of South Jersey even reports 40% of the people it is serving are seeking help for the first time. Katie Byrne has more.
People in line will roll down their windows and say thank you for being here. I had no idea I would ever need food.
From California to Texas to Florida, thousands of people have been lining up for help feeding their families.
We've seen an average of 60% more people showing up for food distributions all across this country.
This is something that people always love to get when they get their food donations. we're seeing people that we've never seen before, people asking for assistance for the first time. They lost their job because of COVID. They can't get out of their house because of COVID.
And some food banks are struggling.
The donations aren't keeping up with the increase in demand.
At the Food Bank of South Jersey, volunteers are working to feed as many people as they can for Thanksgiving.
Last year, we gave out 13,000 turkeys. This year, by tomorrow, we will probably distribute 22,000 turkeys.
We're getting full, Beth. I used to drive by all the time, and I said, boy, I'd like to work there.
Jim Alturo has been a volunteer for most of his life.
It's priceless to me because it's really what I wanted to do. One of the reasons I retired early was that I could pay it forward.
He says he's in it for as long as it takes.
And it's not going away. It's not going away. We're going to be here for a while.
These trucks here at the Food Bank of South Jersey help get food to more than 95,000 people a month. And workers say that number could go up because winter months are the hardest, with people paying higher utility bills because of colder weather. In Pensacola, New Jersey, Katie Byrne, Fox News.
Well, more snowbirds are leaning towards ski town getaways over beach vacation homes, and experts say the pandemic is part of what's driving the shift. Katie Byrne has the story from the Pocono Mountains in Pennsylvania.
And this is his first time on skis.
William Paulina and his wife have 2 kids under 5 who are just learning how to ski.
They'll go with mommy and daddy up to the bunny hill, and we'll ski together.
They're from New York, and it's a 2-hour drive for them to ski here in the Poconos. They love it so much they got a vacation house so they could come here every other weekend.
I got to tell you, the kids, as soon as we pack them up in the car and start hitting the road, they just like, oh, we're going to Pennsylvania, we're going to Pennsylvania, we're going to Pennsylvania, and they're so excited.
The Paulinas aren't the only ones. Pocono Mountains real estate is seeing a record surge in sales.
There's not a lot of homes to go around. Actually, in my 26 years, it's at an all-time low.
Owner Dominic Sacchi says it's driven by the pandemic.
I remember when there was 100 homes for sale in this community. This morning, there are 2.
A new report from Realtor.com shows more people in the Northeast and Midwest are interested in ski towns over beach towns.
So we took a look at what folks from these metro areas that typically are snowbird metro areas. So for people who usually look for homes in Florida, and what we found is that we were seeing a big increase in their interest in ski towns.
Searches for homes in ski towns jumped 36% in the last few months of 2020.
Instead of looking for a getaway destination that's a little bit further away, they're looking for something that's close to home.
It doesn't surprise Joe, who drives 2 hours from New Jersey to ski at Blue Mountain with his kids.
With the COVID-19 that we're dealing with and all, it seems to be something that you could do well in social distance.
For families like his and the Paulinas,
it's so much more fun.
Changing the scenery of being, cooped up at home due to the pandemic was everything for us.
I talked to families here who say it's COVID-friendly for the most part since everyone's covered up in gear, and it's a good way to get kids to take a break from electronics now that online learning is the new norm in so many places. In Palmerton, Pennsylvania, Katie Byrne, Fox News.
Katie, thank you.